I have no idea what I'm doing. Hey, there we go. That's way better. Cool. Well, hopefully this works. Ooh, got a skirmish in the top lane. He's gonna flash for it. No, let's Papa Bear walk out. Cool. Thank you, Hoagie. I was unable to see it on my phone, so I was unsure. Well, everybody, I think it's just me and Hero here, but relatively slow start to the game. We had a unsuccessful gank top. Looks like Mordekaiser was able to get out, Necro guy. So hopefully this is all going to work out. We'll see. It's my first time, so cut me some slack on some things, which I know you all will. Much appreciated. But yeah, here we go. We're in for a wild ride. Ooh, Chompers land on the Heimerdinger. Mr. Trifecta getting some free poke off there. Very nicely done. Looks like the Zach is trying to posture up for a gank here. They don't see him in the river. Let's see if he's able to land it. It's a great time to go in with Chompers being down. Might be able to force the flash, but looks like he's pinging away to go to Krugs. Directed camera gonna give us a seizure here, going back and forth a whole bunch. Ooh, we got J4 here with the gank. Let's see if he's able to pull it off. No, it just shows and runs away. Very smart move because Zach, if you look on the minimap, was ready to jump in from the Tri-Brush area. Looks like Ziggs may be making a rotation down. Nope, just placing a ward on the Raptors. Gotta get that vision down. Zach patiently waiting, but unfortunately, I think soaking up a lot of XP here. If this gank doesn't pan out, it might look pretty good for the side of the red team here, which I will get names here shortly. I think DBG is red team and VTC is blue team, if somebody wouldn't mind confirming that for me. And we'll bring out the old scoreboard. Nice, thanks Hoagie. Coming in clutch. Packer might be able... Ah, directed camera. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Ooh, gets the egg with the last second Q from the Ziggs. Very well played. Gonna be a thing, so let's go ahead and adjust these guys. Cool. So overall, not too big of a lead from anybody except bot lane getting that call stacked. We've got 47 charges left there and up about 21 CS. So definitely a decent lead there. And in terms of damage, definitely going to be out damaging the Jinx because the Jinx did rush tier 1 boots, or sorry, tier 2 boots, which makes sense because, you know, the Heimerdinger poke. But if I had another caster here, I would ask, if you're a jungler, what lane are you trying to pressure here? Because, like, you know, against an Ornn, for example, here, even with the flash, it's going to be really tough. Questionable re-engage. Okay, good backing off. But what do you gank outside of mid lane, right? So you've got, you know, if you're Zac, you've got your bot lane constantly pushing between Heimer and Sivir. And it's not right now because they just backed, clearly. But in general, they're constantly pushed. So that's going to be a really hard lane to gank. Top lane, you have an immobile champion like Mordekaiser, and then you've got an Ornn that can just pretty much either tank you or get out of most things. So really that just leaves mid lane option. Like, it feels ungankable, so it just feels like an odd pick for the Zac. Because he wants to gank, but it's really tough. Oh, Necro guy with the ultimate here. I think Papa Bear's just going to burn down. This should be first blood, and it is. Very nice job to Necro guy. Missing his Q to start it off, but able to bring it back in and causing him to flash as well. So it looks like the Zac gank actually did pay off by burning the ultimate from the Ornn. Okay, Hoagie says definitely gank top and get Herald pressure in his opinion. That's definitely working out for him, so definitely don't disagree, but it felt like an odd pick to pick a jungler that wants to gank, but has two lanes where it's hard to get the lane in a state that is gankable, is what I was trying to say. But they're making it work, and they're getting that pressure, and it looks like... I'm not sure who picked it up, actually. I'm assuming Mordekaiser. Directed camera kind of trolled there, but... And smart move by the J4 here, knowing that Herald was just taken, invading the bot side, and looks like you might be able to get all of these camps. What I've liked to see from the Zac was either back and try and contest that, or potentially, I mean, again, you've got such a shove with bot lane, maybe bot lane rotates up and tries to push him off. But it's a level 6 J4, so questionable, but... Yeah, agreed. I definitely don't think bot lane's the move for the Zac to gank. For sure. Now, if I'm the J4, I'd want to sit bot as much as possible. I'd be getting Drake control. Like, that seems like a pretty straightforward plan, in my opinion, with the J4. But it's the Zac ganking ability with lanes that constantly want to push. And, you know, and plus, when you get to Anivia, too, like, granted, Ziggs pushes kind of quick, but Anivia is the wave clear queen. So between that and Sivir, it's tough to gank that. But does a nice job here. Packer might be able to get out, and he does. Great use of the bomb to disengage that. They burned quite a bit to get that. Oh, the counter engage here. Zac coming back in. Looks like he's probably going to go down. Passive is popped. Are they going to be able to clean it up before he gets his life back? He does, and actually, surprisingly, J4 picks that up, even with the burst of the Ziggs coming through. Very well played on the side of the J4 for making that happen and not giving up on the play there. Yeah, bot lane amassing a huge lead. That 20 CS lead is now turned into nearly double. We're talking at least 40% more farm on the side of the Sivir. Once you hit level 5, I believe it's 3 auto attacks and a Q, will push an entire wave. So it's kind of just push, repeat over and over and over again, and make the AD carry try and farm under turret, which becomes hard, especially when Morgana is pulling the minions like that. It's tough to pick those up. Rift Herald being summoned bot, I like it. Gets that pressure elsewhere on the map because the Heimer and the Sivir are going to be able to roam after this, which is going to be huge. Necro alts the J4 here, potentially, oh, come on, directed camera. Might be able to get the double, does not pick it up, unfortunately, but slightly premature ult from the Ornn on that. He didn't get the first pass on him. Blue team picking up the first strike. Just got a phone call from Malcolm. Very nice of him to check in, make sure everything's good to go. Okay, direct camera's gonna pop back up here now, and there we go. Cool. And I love the swap here in general. A lot of times, and I'm guilty of this too as an AD carry, a lot of times you want to like swap to mid lane, but I really like putting the fed Mordekaiser in bot lane against the underfed AD carry and Morgana here. Should be able to stay alive even when pushed, and if somebody ganks you, you just ult them and you get the 1v1 for free and you're ahead. So I definitely like that call, and not just pushing Anivia out and forcing her into a side lane and hoping she survives. Really, really like that call, personally. J4 going in on the Heimer. Heimer looks like he's able to flash out of the ultimate there. That skin is odd. I did not realize that that was his ult that he put down for the Heimerdinger. And honestly, with this prio, if I'm the jungler, I'd be calling Anivia to stay another wave. Not sure of the mana state there because I didn't get a chance to see. But if I was the jungler, I would want them to push that to force the Ziggs to not be able to rotate up because, I mean, right now they could have numbers advantage, which looks like the Ziggs is rotating up. Huge Ornalt connects, but J4 does miss the dragon. Got a TP coming in the middle here. Let's see what we're able to make work. Sivir picks up a kill. The Mordekaiser does ult the Heimerdinger, it looks like, and should be able to pick up that call. Necro Guy now on a killing spree, looking for more. But they turn their attention back to Herald. Very wise. Now let's see. Can Morgana get the God pull here? She pulls early. Probably not going to be able to get it. Oh, this is not looking good for the red team. Necro Guy is flashing in, looking for more. It does get 2 flashes from the Morgana and the J4. Tons of follow-up coming in from the side of the blue team, which I believe is BTC. Believe that is correct. Again, I had like 0 prep on this, so bear with me. Hopped on Discord and saw that there were 2 5 stacked, and I was like, yo, are you all playing some games? And they said, yeah, we're about to start our first match. So if I'm Papa Bear, I'm going in. Oh, so sad. Well played by Guy Fieric there, picking up the kill. Huge gold leads in the top and bot lane right now. Ziggs is going to have to carry if they want to win this game. Ziggs is going to have to put the big Yordle pants on and do tons and tons of damage. Because up, 31 CS, that's pretty much the only lead they've got across the board from what I'm seeing. I guess a level lead from Young Gun on the Morgana. But in terms of gold, check that out. Oh. Rip. I forget how to check that. So, gold lead, we're just going to guess. BTC picking up yet again another Drake, leading the scoreboard 2-1 with a 7-1 kill lead advantage. Some objective bounties are definitely going to help pull them back in this game, that is for sure. Papa Bear missing the ult, high ground juking it all, but goes into stasis here. Is he going to be able to live? My guess is no. Packer Diehard picking up the kill onto the support. Very well played, but they did use quite a bit. Not too many objectives up on the board, but they are letting Sivir just get absolute free farm here and take a tier 2 turret. Morgana finally rotating down, but I think it's going to be too late to be able to do anything. I mean, that's another fat wave stopping in, but might be able to stop the back. Oh, you're just going to spell shield that, right? Yeah. Sivir gets away unscathed. So while they picked up some objective bounties, they did have to blow a lot of different abilities and summoners to make it happen, and lost a tier 2 in the process, while letting the Sivir go up. What is this? Roughly 90 farm. I mean, it's like 80-something farm. Trifecta and some danger here. Gonna get pulled back, and good night, sweet prince. Necro Guy on a rampage. Yeah, This team is going to be hard to stop. That is for sure. They just want to push waves for days, and when you're behind, you're not going to be able to get to too many objectives whenever you got all your waves shoved down your throat. It's going to be a hard one to get back into. But I think that you try and play through your wombo combo and hope and pray that your mid is able to at least stabilize, so the Ziggs to try and help stabilize the situation while the Jinx gets some farm and gets some items under her belt. Because right now we're about 21 minutes in and sitting just on a Kraken Slayer and Berserker Greaves. Meanwhile, the Sivir has Kraken Slayer, Berserker Greaves, and an Infinity Edge. So pretty huge spike there from the side of VTC. And it's going to be really tough, again, with all the waves being pushed at the way that they are. These should be relatively free Barons, and if not, you're going to just have somebody pushing and taking turrets. Pedestrian cleaning up some vision here. Looks like they might be posturing forward or potentially setting up a death dot in the pixel brush. I do see some Heimer turrets hanging out. Looks like they might be collapsing on this Sivir. If they're able to get the spell shield busted and still get a sundown of some sorts, they might be able to make this work. But the Sivir just going to be two-fed. Pops the ultimate, flashes forward. Might be going in a little too deep, but she has backup. The Heimer ultimate, beautiful stun. Morgana shield, it doesn't even get close to helping, unfortunately. Wow, the side of VTC just absolutely dominating here. Yeah, definitely rotating for the Baron. Very smart decision here. And this team with the pushing power that they have, throw Baron buff on top of it, this is going to be a hard one to stop. This train is moving. Pedestrian already calling for the Hex Tech Drake. I mean, I don't even think that you necessarily need to stack that at this point. I think you just push with Baron, force them to fight, and then you get an inhib, and then when you're done with the inhib, you go back to Drake. I don't think they need to force anything here. I think that they need to force the advantage with their wave pushing abilities and the Baron buff, create pressure that way. Either a 1-3-1 or a 4-1 or even just a 5-man push down mid. I mean, they can't stop them, right? So right now they're just wasting time on the Baron buff by potentially fighting in the river and you know, hopefully not throwing, but creating a situation where they could throw. And I don't necessarily think that is the decision they want to make. Looks like they're going to get it for free either way, but they are still missing time in the lanes to utilize this Baron buff. Papa Bear going in, I think potentially just simply too far behind here. I mean, Necro Guy is just killing everything in his path. Battle Boss Mord is online. Potentially can 1v4 here. Gets the double kill in a 1v4. Is he going to pick up the triple? Trifecta not able to get away. He's going to pick up the triple kill. This is one big fat Mordekaiser. Can he pick up the unofficial quadra here? Under the turret, he says, I don't care. Get back here. Get over here. Necro Guy going legendary. Gets out alive. This man is an absolute legend. Look at him go 8-0. Very concise victory from the side of, I believe this is BTC. Pedestrian with the disrespectful jump in. It's got to show him who's boss. Very well played. In terms of adjustments here, I don't think the Anivia was a threat, which is surprising because Anivia is very strong right now. But I definitely believe that you need to ban the Heimerdinger and the Mordekaiser. The Mordekaiser was not a good matchup for the Ornn there. especially with the quality ganks that were coming from the Zac. And then the Jinx into the Sivir, it is roughly a counter anyway because Sivir can push so early and it takes so long. For, not I want to say so long, but it takes longer for the Jinx to come online. And on top of it, if you're just looking at kit wise, I mean, you can spell shield the Chompers or the Zap, so one of your abilities is completely useless and you're giving her free mana. So I think that in those two, you definitely ban those two champions out. Or sorry, the let me retract that. I don't think the Sivir is as strong without the pushing power of the Heimerdinger. But if you're leaving up one or the other, I'd probably ban the Heimer and then pick something else into the Sivir. Would be my recommendation. I'm not sure how deep the pool goes for trifecta, um, but I think picking the Jinx into the Sivir is probably not the greatest option. And if you're running the Morgana, if you've got a Caitlyn pick, maybe do that. And if that was banned, I'm sorry, I missed pick banned, so I don't know. But I would say maybe the Caitlyn into that would work a little better, and then ban the Heimerdinger. Um, but those are two moves that I would definitely move. Would be banning the Mordekaiser and the Heimerdinger. I think you're going to be in a much better situation. Um, and the hardest thing about coming back from a game like this is the mental aspect. Um, but I think that it's definitely doable. I think that your mid lane played pretty well, especially getting out of some really bad looks in the sense of ganks. I mean, he was able to land his bombs and get out fairly often for as frequent as those happen. So kudos to Packer Diehard for getting out of those sticky situations and being very clever and holding on to those abilities. Um, I like the J4 pick too. So just in terms of lane dominance, I felt like VTC had more to go off of. Whereas team comp wise, I did like the team comp of DBG. I feel like they got too behind too quickly. So you take away from some of those snowball champions like the Heimer and the Mordekaiser, and I think that you're going to be sitting a lot better going into game two. I do have practice coming up, so I do wish you all the best. And hopefully it's just as spicy as a game one. Um, let's get it.